with that being said, because I'm in radio and because I'm single, I go out a lot, and a lot of times, in bars and clubs, I will see many young ladies, often in the majority of cases, having had several drinks, maybe too many to drink, and they are engaging in activities that I don't think they ordinarily wouldn't engage in if they were in their right frame of mind. So with that being said, I'm like, you're having a good time now, you're shaking this, you're popping that. Everybody has got their cell phone out, they're videotaping everything. You never know where that footage is going to end up.
Right.
That's true.
Definitely.
I see you shaking your head. We're going to add something else to you. You have a word of wisdom for these young ladies?
I mean, I just, unfortunately, I wish that people like Fantasia understood the importance. I don't want to say it's respecting your body, because to each his own. But you have to understand that to getting famous, this is not the way to do it. It is not to put yourself out there to be exploited like that. And I'm sorry. I know we have a lot of a young crowd, but I think it's the young crowd that needs to hear that. Don't exploit yourself to be famous, because that's going to lead us into, that's what Montana
Fishburne.
Right.
And speaking of Montana Fishburne, if you're not familiar with the first name Montana, I'm sure you're familiar with the last name Fishburne. Montana Fishburne is the daughter of acclaimed actor Lawrence Fishbourne. Montana, who recently turned 18 years old, decided to star. I'm sorry, we're going to say something. Decided to star in a triple X-rated movie. Now, Lawrence, once he heard or got wind that this porno existed, he and his friends got together and attempted to buy, I guess, the master copy of the porno tape from Vivid Videos for $1 million. But unfortunately, the deal couldn't go through because the tape had already been shaped. Unfortunate that his daughter was in the porno, but it's a good thing that they didn't take the money, because guess what? The tape hasn't even hit the streets, and she's already starting a second porno.
All right.
Wow. I heard he was also trying to buy up all of the pornos off the street too.
Right.
The thing about it, Miss Cocalina and I were talking earlier, according to Montana, she says that she wants to stand on her, she wants to pop her own collar. She's not necessarily trying to be marketed as Lawrence Fishburne's daughter. However, when you see the cover of the DVD, it specifically says the daughter of one of America's top leading men. How many Fishburnes do you know?
Right. She should have used an alias name. Like, for example, when Felicia Rashad and Debbie Allen's sister used Vanessa Del Rio, they didn't associate her with them and their claimed, notoriety in the Hollywood actress films. You don't do that to your family. To me, I do believe she was using her father's name and notoriety. She couldn't wait till she was legal to jump out there and do it, because here it is. It's proof.
And do you know who her idol was?
Who?
Kim Kardashian. She said she did it because Kim Kardashian got famous from doing it.
And she did. She does actually have a nickname. It's not her real name. I would assume that the people who made the DVD put the name, put the Fishburne name on the tape, because without Fishburne's name somewhere on there, you might not know who she is.
Yeah,
you want to know,
Theron,
you make a very valid point, and that actually touches upon a show that we're going to have later on in the month, which is about getting into the industry. The thing of it is, when you are doing business, especially when you are in the entertainment industry, it is important to dot your I's, cross your T's, and know what you're saying. You take for granted that these people won't use your real name, but if it's not in the contract for them not to, then they will.
Right.
And real talk, they are in business to make money. I hate to say it, but porn stars or wannabe porn stars are a dime a dozen. But how many A-list actors or actresses' children are in porn?
Absolutely.
So the thing about it, I'm sure that she probably had the mentality of an 18-year-old. Not to hate on you younger kids, but I was 18 once, and with age does come wisdom.
Hopefully.
And they took advantage of the situation.
Right.
Exactly.
You remember the girl from Family Matters?
Which one?
Yeah,
the one that nobody knows about.
The
Laura's friend.
No,
friend.
the little
daughter.
sister that was on there
She
for like the
showed
first
up
season and
every couple of
disappeared.
weeks. Right.
The only reason we know about her now is because she's in porn.
Yes, she
grew up in the porn, and now
She did have a little sister.
They had a
she
special
had a
about
little
her.
sister that first season. She disappeared. Nobody, they didn't write her out. They didn't nothing. Just one season, they came back. They didn't have a little sister anymore. And the reason we talking about her today is because she's in porn.
Is that kind of how, like, on the Cosby Show, they had X amount of children, the next, Sandra popped up. Denise was the oldest, right?
They did the opposite.
Or how they changed Aunt Viv on the Fresh Prince. You're like, wait a minute.
That was bold. Did you see the life after? She had a story out.
Yeah.
I could see why she got fired just from that show.
Right.
I wouldn't have worked for her either.
But I just want to touch back, just going back. I hate to go backwards, but I didn't get a chance to voice this with the Fantasia sex tape and the whole allegation of her dating a married man. I don't know if she knew or not, but one would think that you would have been smarter enough, especially in your position with the jump-off law, not to have been more inquisitive about who you're dating. A good friend of mine had once said that you have to do your research, and that's absolutely true. And it may not fall in the category of everybody who's living a normal everyday life. Maybe you don't need to do your research, but if you're a politician, if you're an actress, if you're anyone of notoriety and you're dating the average Joe Blow, or even if it's not the average Joe Blow, but if it's somebody else is famous, and most likely you know that person is involved. But if it's just your average Joe Blow, which is fine to date, you need to do your research.
Well, you know, the thing about it is, and this is, again, according to Antoine Cook's wife, she said that she and Fantasia have had conversations over the phone. And allegedly, Fantasia told her, if you were taking better care of your husband, he would not be here with me now.
Oh, that sounds like you knew.
Truth is, huh?
I was really under the impression she did know.
Right, and I don't know if you saw the pictures where she had where Fantasia had Cook tattooed on her shoulder. You know the thing about it is, Nikki, it's kind of unfair for me to put this on you, but Nikki is a very successful woman in Detroit, and her being as successful as she is, she networks with a lot of high-ranking and very, I can't think of the word, just very high-ranking people, names that if you heard, you would recognize. And Nikki, based upon being in that environment, do you think that because these people have more to lose, that they might be a little bit more careful with the type of people that they associate themselves with? Like, for example, if I'm Big Tone, the Burger King worker, and I'm not hating on my fast food people,
right,
you know, it might be talk around the fries that I'm doing something with a married woman. However, if I'm a Grammy award winning, if I'm an NBA champ, NFL champ, Academy Award actor, that I have more to lose if it comes out that I am engaging in illicit activity. Kind of like playing off what Coco said, do you think that, you know, maybe people in these positions, because they have so much to lose, that maybe that they should be a little bit more careful in selecting the type of people that they surround themselves with?
I definitely think they should be. But you know, unfortunately, with women, we're not. When love bites us, we lose all of our wisdom. We lose all of our wherewithal. We do stupid stuff. When men are involved, we do not. The due diligence. We don't want to know. Right. We don't want to know they're married when we like them.
Right.
Because then we got to stop.
Right.
You're held accountable for what you know.
Right.
So what I don't know, you can't blame me for.
Without
I don't think she wanted to know, even if there's any truth to it. I don't think she wanted to know the truth.
And like Nikki said, if there's any truth to it, and one thing that I want to point out, and I am a man, I have seen women who are the woman on the side, or even the woman that's being cheated on, and they're not angry with the man. It becomes a competition between the women as to who's more of the woman. Yes. I've got your man, I've got your baby's daddy, yeah. I've got this, I've got that. And a lot of times these men are let off the hook.
Another thing is that I think that those that kind of VIP-ish, so to speak, they're arrogant and think that they have a control over people that they don't have. Somewhere along the line, they lose reality. I am surprised at all the high-profile figures that are messing around with some of the most average people and think they're not going to talk about it.
Right. It's a double-edged sword. I mean, you know, there's a lot of weight that comes with being popular, and that's the type of thing I like to talk about on Eargasm, as far as why there's a difference between Fantasia sleeping with a married guy and the lady at Burger King. Why are people so enamored with what celebrities are doing in the first place?
Or why so many people were upset about the Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats thing. I'm like, you act like Swiss was your husband.
Right. right.
You know what I'm saying? He does not know you. He could not pick you out in the police lineup.
Exactly.
But he's married.
Me personally, as long as Alicia Keys and Fantasia and whoever it may be sing songs well or whatever it is they're good at, I'm not really concerned with what they're doing, as long as they're like obviously not killing people or anything like that. But
what about R. Kelly?
That's a different thing. And that's because I have a daughter, and I just couldn't imagine.
So they're breaking laws. It's like
I mean, like, to that extent.
Hold on, real talk moment.
I'm not going to hold the moral.
Look, real talk moment. We're talking about R. Kelly. Real talk moment. Just yes or no. If you've seen the tape, do you think that was him on the tape? Yes or no?
Yes.
Coco.
No.
Nikki, do you care to answer?
I think it was him.
I will say this.